Look at that. The virgin camo. Oh, what the the virgin camo. So happy I got it. I'm kidding, but what's going on, guys? It's your boy Tay6B here, back with another vid. Today I just wanted to talk about, because I finally got DM Ultra and I can finally sleep at night knowing that it's completed. Just my thoughts on the grind. And I mean, overall, what it feels like having it now. I mean, like, it is, to be honest, I uploaded a video showing the moment I got it, but I didn't really talk about what, how, or like show how it looked and stuff. But now that I have it, I mean, it was worth the grind. 100%. I love how it looks. It's, in my opinion, one of the best mastery camos ever. But I mean, shoot, I don't know how I did. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how I did it. So this is it, but I put a blueprint on the FFAR. It's the Fast League one, so it has a little elemental joint on it. But here's it on the knife. It's pretty cool how it switches colors, like purple, chrome, all that stuff. But yeah, to be honest, I don't know how I did it. Everything was such a blur. Don't ask me for tips and tricks, because bruh, the only tips and tricks I got is do your launchers. Do not neglect them, because if you neglect them, that mine was as there. If you neglect them, you're gonna do poo poo caca pee pee doo doo. Like, trust me. I found out the hard way, because I did all the launchers for like all the main stuff, but I saved the Sigma ground streaks for last. And if you didn't know, the Sigma's pretty ass at destroying ground streaks. But I mean, besides that, I mean, oh yeah, let's see it changing color. But once you do the special, the melee, and the launchers, everything else is pretty simple. It's time consuming, but it's simple. You won't struggle too much. But I mean, yeah, these people is camping hard. Like, they're just posted up on corners, dog. Move your asses. But yeah, I don't know how my team ain't got him. You know what, we're gonna pull out about that X and 4. But yeah, to be honest, the only thing I had left was the RPG. And after that, my ass was done. I don't really know what to talk about, in a sense. I just wanted to make this video just saying, like, I can finally sleep at night. And as a memory to know that this was my first ultimate mastery. I've gotten gold and stuff before, but this is like my first ultimate mastery. And I don't know where these people are, but this is my first ultimate mastery camo. To be honest, I didn't like camos like, what was his name? Like Damascus, for example. I'm doing caca, but Damascus, for example, that was, to me, Damascus looks good, but it's not worth it at all, in my opinion, for the grind, because it's not animated, which makes sense, but it's not animated, and it just feels like the grind is just not worth it, if you know, because there's too much stuff, and there's some. But my bad, I don't know what just happened with my mic, but it feels like there was too much stuff you had to do. Like, you had to do 4 launchers, I think it was. And what was it? Like I don't know how many pistols and stuff, but you just had to do a bunch of crap, and I was just like, nah, I'm good. So also, I'm gonna be honest, I do not like Modern Warfare. It's, in my opinion, the worst Call of Duty. Like, I just did not like it. So campy and everything. Like, I just didn't like it. And I know I'm doing absolute trash, like garbage, but I mean, I don't really care. I get to finally rest. I don't gotta do stuff. One thing I gotta get out of the way, though, that I will always give myself credit for, is I did this whole grind while using Flak Jacket. I used Flak Jacket like once or twice accidentally, because I didn't take it off the class. But I didn't use Flak Jacket, basically. I didn't use Tac Mask at all. I didn't use what was it called? Cold-blooded, Ghost, Ninja. I never used any of those. Even for the mids, I never popped Ninja. Why? Because I just know that this like grind is hard. And I wouldn't wish somebody to be like throwing 50 million stuns at me and none of them do anything. Because the detected and stuns, you gotta get into the groove of things for it. But at the same time, it's very, I guess you could say, it's almost like chance. It's like you have to hope the person isn't running Ninja. You have to hope the person isn't running Ghost. You have to hope the person is Sosa. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many factors that it's just, you need to make sure that you should, in my opinion, leveling the guns is the hardest part. But I will say this, the hardest challenge is the taking cover. They're the worst challenge ever made, in my opinion, ever made in any Call of Duty camo grind. It's absolutely the worst because I don't want to see them return. It's horrible. If you don't know what it is, it's basically, it's in his name. You get to kill an enemy who's taking cover from you. And although they've like patched it a bit, it's still very glitchy because sometimes someone will, and I mean this, it happens to me, someone will turn the corner like this little corner right here, just like this. If you shoot him right here, it will for some reason count, but someone could be behind a whole ass cover, a whole sandbag or something, and it won't count for some reason. So those, you just have to hope you get them. Those are just complete luck. There's no skill involved. You just have to hope some poor dumbass is just sitting behind some fudge and cover his home. And yeah, but besides that, I say the rest of them are easy. You're gonna probably struggle if you're doing the grind. You're probably gonna struggle with double kills with the Sigma, but overall, like the launchers and the what's this called, the launchers and probably the specials is what you're gonna struggle with the most. Like overall, they're all gonna, you're gonna struggle with all of them. The only ones, I say the Sigma's easier than the RPG, but the RPG is stronger. So like the kills are easier for the RPG, but the Sigma's better for all the streaks except for the ground streaks. Those are not that good, if I'm being honest. Like, if I'm being honest, those are, it's not that good to use it, if it makes sense. It's just, there's multiple times where you'll shoot a sentry turret and it just eats a rocket from the Sigma and you gotta shoot it again. But for the most part, you always one-shot it with a RPG. And then the pistols, I said I didn't have a hard time with the pistols. The pistols were, you feel me? The pistols, it was like, the only hard one was the Magnum, just because the Magnum is like a strong single shot weapon, if it makes sense. So it's like the sprint to fire, all that isn't going to be the best, but if you like put the right attachments, you know, you can be deadly. Surprisingly, if I'm being honest, ever since the nerf, since I did the pistols after the nerf to the Magnum, the dual Magnum specifically, you will not, and I mean it, you will not be able to really do your challenges with them, besides like the kills without dying. But other than that, you won't be able to really get them. Personally, I mean, it makes sense just because you don't want a pistol to be that strong. But yeah, just know that if you're still doing the DM Ultra gun, be careful for that. Also, SBMM, I need to address this. It's gonna kick your ass. There's no way to escape it. If you're gonna do this, you're gonna have to do it with SBMM. Because one thing I know or learned is during the camo grind, no matter how hard you try, you can't escape SBMM, because all the matches where you get the greatest progress, I'm talking like, because I've had games where I, like, for example, in Combined Arms, I pull out the Barry because I was doing the Barry challenges. I would drop like 60 and like 60 to 20. And if I go that too many times, you're gonna notice it's like the other team is gonna be the ones going 60 and 20, and they're gonna be crushing you. So if you want to make sure how, or like make sure you stay in a balanced lane, just accept it. You know what I mean? You gotta, I know many times you're gonna want to be quitting, just like because you're like, bro, it's being success, or this is way too sweaty. Because it's true, you're gonna go against some sweaty people. I know this coming from me, who has DM Ultra. and has reached Master Prestige every season. But that's just because the way I did the Emotra, which I'm going to talk about, because some people can make the argument for sure that it's like, oh, you don't already have it. How do you not already have it? Blah, 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 blah. And to them, I say it's just, I could have gotten it before the seasons even came out. I really could have. With how the grind is, I definitely could have. But I will say this, it ruins the grind for the rest of the game, in my opinion, because if you plan out to grind out every season, like I am, you want to do 2 to 3 diamond camos, or like diamond for classes every season. So season 1, you do 3 or 2. Season 2, you do 3 or 2. Season 3, you do 3 or 2, and you just keep that going. And I'm telling you, I'm doing poo-poo. But yeah, I mean, once you get your camo, the game is pretty fun, in my opinion. I don't think, of course, it's like a great Call of Duty or anything, but I definitely think it's good because you can finally use whatever you want. And I mean, that's what's important. You know what I mean? It's just have fun with what you want. Ever since season 3, I've actually been enjoying the game. Season 1 was okay, personally. I liked season 1, but it wasn't anything spectacular. Season 2 was ass. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. That joint was some doo-doo, man. Cause season 2, I think we only got Apocalypse and one other map that was a remake, and that's it. Not including like the I'm talking like for 6v6 specifically. And that's also another point. Don't try and do all your challenges in 6v6. You're just gonna ruin your time, because the problem with 6v6 is not only will the SBM hit you the hardest there, but at the same time, it's like the maps and stuff, the way the game is built, it's going to be more struggling. You can do most of your challenges in 6v6, but let's say you're struggling with the Barrett, for example. I highly recommend going to Combined Arms so you can get them long range distances and you can basically go on streaks and stuff. Or another good example is if you're struggling a lot with the launchers in terms of like streaks and stuff, go into either Fire Team Dirty Bomb or go into Combined Arms where there's more vehicles, more streaks, all that. So if you struggle with like streaks or kill streaks, like, you know, the actual kills, I recommend trying the bigger modes. Now, and one good point that makes the grind more easier nowadays is the game is making the grind more easier, if that makes sense. It's like as the game progresses, it's becoming more and more easier to get the camo, because a good example is in season 0, when before the game launch. No offense to anybody who got the Emotra before season 1 launch, but y'all just made it harder on yourselves for specific things. Like, for example, the M79 Thumper is horrible. That thing is absolute ass, right? But now, if, for example, you want to do it, but you know, you're like, bro, I'm getting sick and tired of doing specifically this, you can switch over to something like more fun or tolerable, like the ballistic knife, or I don't know, the Fujian crossbow. And those are pretty good to do it on, because at least then you skip more of the bullcrap challenges, like, you know, kills behind cover, all that type of stuff. So I recommend as the game goes on, look more and more for like other options stuff. And it's the same thing for main weapons. So let's say like there's a specific gun you don't like. Let's say for the assault rifles, you don't want to do the QBZ or something for some reason. You can do the Pharaoh or you can do the Groza. And it's like the same thing like tag rifles. If you don't want to do a specific gun, you can trade it out for one of the DLC guns, if you get what I'm saying, because those still count. And so that's the whole point, is just if you feel like the game isn't in the current state to do the grind, then don't force yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Although I kind of forced myself, because I was like, bro, I gotta get this done. You know what I mean? Like, because my whole stuff at first was I just wanted diamond on all primaries. And I did that, and I was like, you know what, for fun, I'm gonna just go for diamond on secondaries, like pistols and the special and knife. And once I finished all of that, pretty quickly. To be honest, it was all a blur. I don't know how I did it. I just did it. If that makes sense. Um, it was just chill overall. Like I don't. I know that sounded so weird. The transitions from that, but I'm saying like everything was chill until I got to the launchers. But I knew I was like I have to finish it out because I'm so close to the end. If that makes sense. Like it's just the end is right there. You might as well get it out of the way because why not? You know what I mean? Like why not? I sound like we're Russell Westbrook. Why not? But yeah. And I'm probably not gonna go for Dark Aether to be honest. I know my homie Keith going for it, but I don't know if I'm gonna go for it. Just because it's just I like DM Ultra more, and also I already got a mastery camo. I don't feel like putting myself through another grind. But I feel like a good thing that I saw was I don't remember who said it, but it was in a comment section on a video about like ultimate mastery camo grinds and stuff. It's like don't always force yourself to grind. I know it's hard to not keep that mentality when you want the camos and stuff, but sometimes have fun with the game or else you're actually gonna lose it. Because one thing I noticed is after this grind I've been having way more fun because I can use literally anything and everything I want to. If I want to use the Milano I can, if I want to use the MP5 I can. And although I get you all that time you waste using another gun that you've either already done or just don't need to do, it's like you have basically essentially wasted time trying to get the camo. At the same time, it's like don't be worried if you take a couple days, you know what I mean, like because I had to sometimes, you know what I mean. Sometimes I just like would not play Cold War for like 2 or 3 days, and I knew that it didn't give me too much progress, but it's just like then I played other games, and that's what's important because at the end of the day gaming's about fun. You know what I mean? It's just you don't want to ruin the game just because you're like, oh no, I gotta do so and so to get so and this and that. It's like, nah. Gosh dang. These nuts. Oh no. I can't see. Anyways, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. The pistols, I didn't get to finish it earlier. The pistols, you'll probably have the headshots last, to be honest, just because like it's pistols, you know what I mean. You're not really aiming for the head like that, especially if you play like hardcore, which is the main mode most people play for camo challenges. But I mean, yeah, I'm really enjoying 12v12 though. Like if I'm keeping it on it, I'm enjoying 12v12. It's pretty nice. Oh, but I think I'm gonna end it off at that. You know what I mean? I know this video is one of the most doo-doo videos I've ever made. Just because I haven't really been paying attention, or it's not scripted or anything. No, none of my videos are scripted. But it's just, I sound like I was just talking out my ass. But I just wanted to make this more, not necessarily as a video, more just as a memory. Because it's like, I did it, you know what I mean? My first ever Ultimate Mastery Camo. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, man. Trying to do a fudging speech. But anyways, it's been your boy, Days XP. Doing doodle even though he has DM Ultra, because for some reason I'm just so ass at Call of Duty now. And I know. Peace.